We'll now shift our attention to the Supreme Court over the scandal surrounding the certificate presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Former Vice President Atiku had alleged that President Tinubu's certificate with INEC is inconsistent with what was issued by the Chicago State University. The university had last week released details of the president's academic record, which confirmed that President Tinubu attended and graduated from the school. The institution also affirmed that the course of study is consistent. But the university attested that the diploma certificate, which the president may have presented to INEC, is not from the institution, claiming that the original is still uncollected. The differences in the date of birth, according to the university, could have been made in error. But the former vice president is not taking that lightly. He says that every Nigerian, wherever the person may be, is subject to doubt and suspicion.
The situation of our country is at stake. That affects everyone, Nigerians everywhere, wherever they may be in the world. I am a Democrat by conviction and a citizen of a country that I love. The issues at stake in this case require us once more to rededicate ourselves to both the country and our Constitution. Now we must entrust these facts to us all as citizens and as leaders of the institutions charged with interpreting our Constitution.
In a swift reaction, the All Progressive Congress accused the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate of being on a revenge mission. The party said the former vice president is in contempt of the Supreme Court for discussing an ongoing matter already taken to the apex court. Now, join us live in Nigeria tonight to discuss this further as public affairs analyst Kenny Okolugbo. One welcome to you, Kenny, and thanks for joining us on the news.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Now, Mr. Okolugbo, whether President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is qualified to contest and win the election, thereby becoming the president of Nigeria, is not what we can delve into. So let's stay with the area that many Nigerians believe that concerns them. Let's find out from you first. From this drama going on now, do you think there's enough reason for Nigerians to be bothered?
Well, I wonder why there's just so much to inquire about the depositions that were done by the registrar of the Chicago, which happens to be presidential election now. Atiku filed his pleading at the appeal court of the court of first instance. And for some of us who were private to see what he filed, he did not plead the issue of certificate forgery. Neither did he need evidence on the issue of certificate forgery. The Electoral Act is very clear. You can't plead, and you can't expect to give evidence on what you did not plead. The Constitution says clearly that what you require, the minimum requirement you must have is school certificate, is having attended school or school certificate equivalent. Now, for someone who has attended a university, that goes beyond school certificate. Yes, there are questions that were asked about the transcript of the president, but these are not the questions that the Supreme Court is going to delve into. You must understand that forgery, even in a civil case, happens to be criminal, and the proof of forgery is beyond reasonable doubt. The statement of the president has not been taken under caution, which is one integral and important part for you to ascertain how the certificate is submitted, how it was gotten. The institution has not said the certificate was forged. The institution clearly said you don't keep copies of certificates that have been collected. and that the only reason they had a copy that they gave out last year was that one was not collected, and that the one that the president was issued in 1979 was lost, you must agree with me that these are all shadows of doubt. And in a criminal case, which is forgery, you must prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Any shadow of doubt is certainly going to be resolved in favor of the accused. And so when you have all these shadow of doubt and all these issues being raised, it is the more reason why people will say investigate. Now, the former vice president said he was attributing most of the success to Ganifa regime. If you remember in 1999, that was in December, when Ganifa first raised this issue, he wrote to the IG of police, this is the senior advocate of Nigeria. He realized that there must be an investigation. And it's only when an investigation has been done and someone has been indicted, you now charge the case to court. But Atiku Abubakar wants to jump the gun. He doesn't even want the case to be investigated. He doesn't want an indictment to take, if there is any indictment at all. He just wants to, or every Nigerian to assume that the president has forged the certificate. Now, the question here is that if the institution says that Bola Ahmed Tinubu graduated with honors, why would he have to forge what he has? There must be an intent in forgery, and that intent must be to deceive. So why must you forge what you have and give it to the general public? That is the question Nigerians must ask themselves. So I think this issue is just bringing the country to the public light in a negative way, because it will not serve any purpose in the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court is not going to give any evidential value to whatever Atiku Abubakar is going to submit.
Kenny. Yeah, Kenny, from what you've said this evening, it looks like a non-issue. It looks like it's a slam dunk. You need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And you also said that, you know, there's no intent to forge. Why would you forge something you have? And the university has clearly come out to say, you know, he has it. So two questions here. Why is there so much hue and cry? And why is it it's such a major topic of discussion in the country? And we've also heard many people trying to make distinctions between a certificate from an institution and transcript from the same institution. What are the differences according to, geographical location, country, and which one is superior? Can one be placed above the other?
Can one be placed over the other? Can you come again?
Yes, the certificate and the transcripts from the same institution.
Okay, the transcript is the most important aspect. I'm a graduate, for example. If I'm going to apply for masters, they're not going to use a certificate for my masters. What they're going to ask for is the transcript, which is usually not even given to the students. It is usually sent to the school. That is a practice. Nobody hands your transcript over to you. Now, certificates are just a way to show that this person completed this program. And if what the Constitution says is that the person must have been educated up to secondary school level, and it has been proven by transcript that the person was not only educated beyond secondary school level, the person was educated beyond secondary school level. The person has therefore met the requirements that the Constitution has said that is needed for you to contest an election. Now, the issue of certificate forgery has to be the fact that have you ever presented a forged certificate? And the Supreme Court was very clear in the case of Saleh and Abba, which went to the court and it was found out that the certificate that was presented was forged. The Supreme Court clearly said that in this issue, it is not on all fours that when you accuse somebody of forgery, that it has to be done in the criminal evidential aspect. That's what some people have tried to confuse it. But what they did not understand was that the Supreme Court was acting on a court judgment, which has already found out that certificate was forged. But in this case, no investigation has been done. The FBI, the Interpol, the Nigerian police, nobody has investigated. If you remember, Mba has been accused of NYSC certificate forgery. And the NYSC came and clearly said that he did not present, that the certificate he presented was not from them. But by the time the DSS went into the investigation, you could see that the DSS report faulted most of the claims NYSC made. Naturally, you will say that the maker of a document, whenever the maker of a document comes to say, this document did not emanate from me, that document is termed to have been forged. That is not the practice. You still have to indict the person. You still have to make the statement has to take it under court.
Thank you so much for your time, Kenny Okolugbo. Always a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for joining us at ITU tonight. We do appreciate your insights on the subject. Thank you.